learn. Um, all right, welcome, Manuel. We're very excited to have you. I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to you. If you can do a quick intro of your background, who you are, what
Yes.
you share. Um, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Okay. Thanks a lot for the invite. So I will start the presentation. My introduction is there. So
Mhm.
wait a second. Okay. So I guess you're watching it. So don't worry, we will have some overview of the products, not only slides. So today, I'm going to talk about product, project, and portfolio management using the Atlassian platform. Please feel free to interrupt at any time, like a conversation, okay? Okay, who I am, who am I? So uh, I started B2B Americas. I've been working in the IT market for many years. I have some certifications. I had a master in Carnegie Mellon in IT management, and I started working with the Atlassian platform, I think in 2012, when my company became a partner, and we've been implementing solutions since then with the platform. Okay. So, okay, just one slide about us. Uh, we started in 2012, then we became a platinum partner. We have more than 2,000 fulfilled purchase orders. This is something called accreditations, which is like something that says that we are able to do something, in this case, ITSM solutions. This one is for the cloud solutions. We won our first award in 2018, the second award in 2021, and our first global award was in 23. That was our biggest achievement. And this is a picture receiving the award. He's Scott, one of the owners of Atlassian. He needed some money, so I gave him 20 bucks, you know. So that's it. And well, okay, what are we getting today of this presentation? So Atlassian has many products. It could be confusing. So they have created this concept of system of work, which is how they make customers understand how to use their products, which is a nice idea. So after this presentation, you should be aware of what do you need according to your needs, because it's not that simple. It's like, okay, I'm thirsty. Okay, in the Atlassian world, you have like lemonade, orange juice, a beer. So there are many options. So sometimes people gets overwhelmed, because there are so many options. So the main objective of today is that you are, okay, I'm a product owner with a small team, I need this. I'm a big corporation doing, I don't know, the SAFe framework, okay, I need that. Okay, so it's going to be a lot of wide knowledge. And maybe we can get ideas for any next session for going deeper. So it's not going to be like detailed demos, but we're going to try to cover the whole platform for portfolio management, project management, product management, and whatever management you need to do. Okay. It's okay. So let's start. So I will assume that, I mean, I guess is I guess not all of you know the Atlassian platform, so I will assume I will try to explain slow, so as if somebody doesn't know the platform, okay? If everybody knows the platform, let me know so we can move faster. Okay, so first of all, how does Atlassian position itself? They say they have a platform which is like teamwork solutions for high-performing teams, okay? So they are like, they have many recognitions in the market, right? So some Gartner ones, the Forrester ones, always important to mention them. For DevOps, for knowledge management because of Confluence, which is a product we will see later. This is interesting. They were in a magic quadrant for marketing teams, very specific. In Forrester, they got the enterprise service management because of Jira Line, which is a product for Agile portfolio management. And they also have one for ITSM, which is for the service management product for ITSM solutions. And, they have many products. They made many acquisitions. And now they created this map, and we are going to travel through this map, okay? So this is if you go to the Atlassian event in Barcelona, or you are going to the next one, I guess, I don't know, the last one was in California. I don't remember where the next one is. So you will see this so many times, So this is the picture of the famous Atlassian system of work. It's like the guide for people who want to start using the platform. This is how they explain how they solve the needs of different types of teams. So what is this? So they have this concept of solutions. I mean, this is a very old concept, but they're using it a lot now. So what you see in blue is called the teamwork foundation. It's like that's what everybody team needs, and we are going to see in a minute. So let's say you're a marketing team, you can use this to be a high-performing team. You are an accounting team, a finance team, an HR team, an IT team, you can take advantage of this. So which is, it's composed of some products that we're going to see in a minute. Now, in the past, usually a solution was best practices plus products, tools. But now you also have a new component, which is plus AI. So all of these small shapes here are the agents. Now, I don't want to start a discussion because, what is an agent and what is it not? It could be long for, it could last for hours. So, but let's say AI help, okay? So now you have the products, best practices, and AI. AI is big. We could have maybe a next session to see all the AI features, which are really cool. Okay, so that's the teamwork foundation, and we will start for that. Now you have software teams. Now, if I'm a software team, okay, I need some products on top of the foundation ones to solve the needs of a software development team. Same, if I'm a product manager, I will need some products on top of the foundation solution. If I'm a service team, what's a service team? The ones, resolving tickets in a service desk. Also, there are some specific products which go on top of the foundation ones. And then we have a solution for leadership teams, which is the solution for Agile portfolio management. But the thing here is that there are like 6 ways of doing portfolio management in the Atlassian platform. Not only this one. We are going to review all of them. What's the recommendation for each scenario? Okay, so this is the Atlassian system of work. This is what you are going to see many times if you go to Atlassian event, and every time somebody is trying to explain, in theory, should be using this chart, and maybe more solutions are coming. Okay, so let's start. What are the basics for any team, according to Atlassian? Align work to goals. I mean, a good practice is that a team should have a goal, right? So plan and track work together. So that's like the second thing we need to do. Unleash collective knowledge. So these are like the pillars of Atlassian for the whole philosophy of the solutions. And obviously AI. Now, let's start for the basic one, the Teamwork Foundation, okay? So the first product we are going to see is called Jira. Many of you I know already know Jira. So it started small many years ago. Now it's used for like many organizations in the world. Now, what can we do with Jira? So now let's have a quick look of Jira. Give me a second to find the way to share it. Okay, this is it. Okay, this is an instance of Jira, of the Atlassian platform. Now I have Jira open. So first of all, there is a concept in this tool. This is Jira for, for teams, organizing, planning, and tracking. There is a concept in Jira. This is the first thing we need to know, which is called the Jira project. So the first thing we need to understand that a Jira project doesn't mean that it is for managing projects. It's confusing, yes. A Jira project, we should think of a Jira project like just a collection of work items. Work items are like the tasks I have to do. So it's just that. You can use a Jira project for implementing, a solution for a business process. For example, if I'm a marketing team and I'm planning all my activities in a Kanban board, I create a Jira project, with a Kanban template. It's not a project, it's going to be a continuous business process. So let's not get confused by the Jira project. So it's just a collection of issues. So in this case, we have used, a Jira project with a template. I think in this case is a Scrum template. And we have all of these options here. Most of them are new in the last 2 years. This is the main one, the backlog. The first thing a team needs is a backlog, the backlog of the things I need to do, first thing. So this is the list where we can, we can drag and drop, move up, move down. We can estimate, we can assign people, we can assign it to sprints and all the things a team needs to do. I can use a Kanban, I can use a Scrum or nothing, It depends on what I need, how I want to work with my team. In this case, we have the active sprints because in this specific case, we use the Scrum template, but you don't need that, But every team likes the columns view. So this is an option, and the columns is whatever you want, You could have to do and done, to do in progress done, to do and whatever you want done, okay? So that's easy to change. And that's how you start, you have your backlog, you assign the work items to your colleagues, and then you start working. That's nice. So what else do teams usually need? The calendar view, okay. For example, the marketing team, my marketing team, they love this view because they see all the things they are planning, for social media and whatever in a calendar view. Sorry, awful demo, no data. But this is the calendar view. Okay, so you have the list view, in this case, you just see the plain list of tasks if you need. Some other teams like these views or need these views, the famous timeline views, okay? So in this case, you will see the cool bars like this with all the warnings if I'm late, things like that. I can do like dependencies if I need to, okay? So that's the timeline view. It's always interesting. So many times I've heard teams like asking for the Gantt chart features, like the baseline, the all the things of the Gantt chart. But the only thing they really were looking for is the bars, to see when are they happening. So this is the timeline view. Then this is also of the last. So yes, Dennis.
Hi, yeah, it's so funny because with the recent Jira update, these all became visible like very recently, as of like 2 weeks ago. And I
Yeah.
haven't gotten a chance to look at them. And so this is so helpful. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
And when I'm looking at summary real quick, I think it's showing me everything in the backlog.
Mm-hmm.
Off the top of your head, I'm sure, again, I haven't played with this, so this may be a silly question, but is there a way to narrow down if I just want to look at the last two sprints or this current sprint? Because I like the pie chart, the snapshot view, but it looks like it's looking at
Yeah.
everything. Is that right?
So yeah, there is a concept called quick filters, where, for example, you can create the high priority ones, the ones which are due in the next 2 weeks, the ones assigned to me. So that would be the best option. So you only want to see, if you only want to see, I don't know, the ones which are due in the next week, you can create a quick filter. So for example, if I do this, it will filter what you are seeing in that screen. So that would be your
Sure.
best option.
Is that
Uh,
in the summary as well? In the summary tab as well? Or
yeah, well, you have some out of the box filters here, but I don't think you have that kind of visibility in this
gotcha.
view
Okay.
specifically.
Okay,
Okay,
thank
and,
you.
and that's something interesting. Something I like about Atlassian is how they are able to launch a product and hit it almost every time. And sometimes when we are presenting, we are in the middle of a presentation, and we are like, okay, this is new, or where does this move, which is good and bad, because sometimes the end users are like, well, my thing of the UI in fact changed like 1 week ago
They
a
did
lot.
a good job of like really blasting about this
Yeah,
update though.
yeah,
So,
yeah, 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 yeah. They send a lot of messages. But for
yeah.
example, in the old times of Jira, uh, there is this concept of apps or plugins or add-ons, same thing, which is like additional features you can get from some other vendors in the Atlassian marketplace. So many years ago, there was this green hopper. What is that? It was an add-on for doing Scrum in Jira. So and it was like, oh, this is nice. I think it was 1 year after that, it was the second most used product in the world. So I mean, the product manager was like, you know, really good. So it became then the Jira Agile. It was an Atlassian app. Then it became a product, Jira Software. Then they had Jira Core and Jira Software, and they had all of these other competitors like Asana, Monday.com, and well, and they did all of this because they needed something to compete with the others. So that was good. So yes. Now you have forms like Google Forms. You can create a form from someone sending information to some process. That's cool. This is also from the recent times goals. So there are 3 times of doing goals, where today we are seeing 3 different types. If you are a small team with a standard Jira subscription, I mean, not the expensive ones, you have goals, these goals. So we're going to see that in a minute, but you can create like a basic structure of goals and do updates. We're going to see that in a minute. We are going to talk about the other ones later. Usually from all work and to the left are the basic ones. These ones are for other scenarios. As we have everything installed there, you see everything, right?
Manuel,
So
question,
yes,
the goals are like just the sprint goals in the team boards. Is that what the goals are referring to? Is it the sprint goals?
no, these goals are, let's see, good question. So here you see this option goals. It's in every standard, every Jira edition. So it's like this. You can start creating your hierarchy of goals here. This is a really small hierarchy, but you can have a goal, a parent goal, a parent goal. You can enter a progress if you want, and you can tag the goal so you can review goals. Yes.
Let me ask you a question. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So in the team boards, we have the option when you start the sprint to create a sprint goal. Is this more related to OKRs? Is this more related to OKRs that the team may have, like metrics?
It would be the equivalent. This could be the company goals. I mean, it could be the team goals or the company goals, depending on how you want to use Jira. It has some of the, by the book OKRs theory, and something interesting that you can do the updates of your goal, but as you see, it's kind of manually, So I can say, oh, today I set it up for this. Oh, now we are sorry.
Percentage. You have a percentage there. Okay.
Yeah, you can update every week your goal. So
like increase customer retention or something.
Yeah, all of
and
that.
then you put by 25%
Correct.
by the time that we do this release or something like that.
Yeah, correct. And something interesting is that when you have a user story or any similar work item, you have a field, a goal field. So you can align, aligning a strategy to the execution. So you can, through this, it could be at the epic level or at the work item level. I'm going to talk about that. Map it to a goal. So if you go to the goal, you can see what is being done also in the other way. So I think it's the parent one.
Okay,
If
no,
we
that's
come
interesting.
here,
I haven't seen that option in the version that I have, so now I gotta go look for it. So thank you.
Yeah, no, you should have it. You should have it. Yes.
Yeah.
So those are the goals. I mean, if you have a basic, you need goals. I mean, this would be your first option. If it fulfills your need, this is the option you should be using. Yeah. So your team.
Sorry to interrupt you. Does that mean the goals can be applied at any level, be the sprint to the epic goals, or at a PI level, or higher at a company level, strategic level? Is that correct? So these are more kind of milestones. But one quick question: the percentage, how do you judge that? I understand if it's epics or sprint, we can quantify by stories. But what are the other ways we can quantify this goals?
Yeah, good question.
Manuel?
Yes.
Manuel, I used this model in past a little bit. So we have like a values, then epics, then sprints and stories to go with it, and backlog and other tasks and other things.
Yes.
You can divide it, and the values or the goals would be it's overall because we are supposed to reach to a certain threshold of different goals, regardless of what values we use. So maybe while implementing certain values during one particular release train, we went through these epics and stories and we achieved some values. And those values and all the values are not possible to, not the values, all the goals. Not all the goals are possible in all the value streams. So some value train release trains would be able to take care of certain values and certain goals only. But collectively for the whole company, multiple release trains should be able to accomplish the set of goals for the company. Am I thinking right?
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, so if you are thinking in OKRs and Agile release trains, what we are seeing is not enough, is not the recommended path. This is a solution for a team, and maybe the team has some goals, or is an organization with some things and some teams, maybe 3-4 teams using Jira, and you can have this basic feature of goals. So And as we moved through the presentation, we are going to scale what we need according. I mean, if you are talking about portfolio management or many teams, corporate goals, we are getting there. Okay, but these are like very basic. You need to update them manually. You can link them, but there are not yet ways to update. And it's also a topic of conversation because let's say you have a goal and you have KRs. So some KRs are for outcomes and some KRs are for outputs. I mean, let's implement this feature. Okay, that's the output. The feature is there. So you can, in the other solutions, you can make that as you progress, you have your user story and it's done, you can update the KR. That's okay because it's an output. I did it. But maybe what you were looking with that feature was some business outcome. I need more subscriptions for my product. So that usually is not going to be automatic. I mean, unless you are integration with your ERP to see, So some KRs need to be manual and some others can be updated. And in other solutions, you can do that automatically whenever you want to. But this one is manual. So this is like the basic goals. So some team can have goals mapped to the work items and they know why are they doing what they are doing. And they can see this in their team meetings and they will do the update maybe in that meeting and they are all aligned. So that's the scenario cover, but what we're seeing at the moment. And we will move to some other solutions, okay? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think I can see where you're going. We are defining the goals at the different epic or different value levels would be satisfied, and it can be taken one level up because we can have multiple projects going on, and each project may have multiple epics and sprints
Correct.
and all the other things. Yeah,
Yeah.
got it.
So
Thank you.
Usually the best practice is that the recommended practice is that each team should have a board. So this is a board, a backlog, right? So the structure which comes out of the box in the standard edition is you have the Jira project, but as we said, it's maybe not a project, just a collection of work items. So you have something called the epic. This is like the first level. And then you have the epic, and then you have the backlog items, like it could be user story, task, whatever you want to define. And then you have the subtasks. So we could say that the hierarchy in the standard edition is epic, work item, and subtask, or epic, user story, and subtask. So you have a hierarchy of 3. Many people use that hierarchy differently, but usually, in the famous SAFe framework, another topic of discussion. So you have this concept of feature. So the Jira epic is equivalent, which is very confusing, to the SAFe feature, which is almost a standard concept now. So you have an epic concept in the SAFe framework, but that's not this epic. This epic is the SAFe feature. In fact, many people would like that out of the box. It's called feature, not epic anymore. But you have that in Jira: epic, user story, subtasks, and the epic is equivalent to the SAFe feature. So that's it. So far, Jira for teams, marketing teams can work with this, HR teams, software teams, they all will. This is the basic features. Now we will be moving along. So any other question before we move on?
I would like to see how we manage different epics and sprints and how I can play with my stories if I need to move a story from one sprint to another sprint. And when you were showing the workflow of connecting the different, that was really very helpful.
Yeah, I will try to do it quickly because if we try to go to the step by step, we will end at like 10 p.m. But usually this is your backlog. So in this backlog, now I have an active sprint, so I'm offered the complete sprint. But here I create the sprints. I assign the stories to the sprints. For example, I have a sprint here. If I want to add a story, I should move it from here to here with drag and drop. And when I do that, I will see an option for start the sprint. And when I start the sprint, then I will see it here. This is the stories in the active sprint. Okay, so there is an option there if you click, I think, in the three dots to get it out of the sprint, or you can add something to the sprint. And I was forgetting, you have all the standard Agile reports. Okay. If you send me a message, I can send you a video of exactly that sequence. Okay, so we can finish on time with all the content. But usually it's there. In the backlog option is where you create the sprints, you start the sprints, then while you are working in the sprint, you are usually in the active sprint option. And this is where people, is moving the stories when they have already finished from here and there, things like that. This is where you work all day, okay? So, okay, let's move so we can finish all the content. Okay, we talk about Jira. Now, all the teams create knowledge, right? Okay, it got crazy, sorry. My PowerPoint just died. Yeah.
Here we are looking at the tasks. Here we are looking at the tasks and stories, and we are using Jira to manage everything, using Epics and other thing. And where does the confluence come in the picture? I'm trying to put the different tiles of various products together, so I know which product to choose for what
we will
purpose.
We will see it in action. So Confluence is where you put all your knowledge. For example, how do I use Confluence every day? So we provide services. I mean, we don't want to depend on how an engineer likes to do something. So everything we do have a way of doing it, which is our way of doing it. We accept recommendations, but sorry, this is the way we do it because we know it works. So all of that is in our Confluence. It's like Google Docs, something like that. But now we are going to see that it has some cool features. So all our procedures, we use it like an intranet, traditional intranet with all the things about the company. If you want to know how to ask for vacations, it's there. If you want to know how to implement a Jira solution for a customer, is there. All our internal training is there. Meeting notes there. Project information per project there. So I think everything is there. So I was just thinking we are backupping, but yes, we are. Okay, so let's see how Confluence complements Jira, but it's where a team shares the knowledge. For example, the teams doing serving tickets, resolving tickets in a service desk. That's a nice scenario because you resolve, let's say, an incident, and then the same incident comes again. I mean, if you are a bit mature in that processes, I mean, you need to have your workaround documented, or however you resolve that incident, or however you serve that request. So you put those procedures in Confluence. Obviously, you can automate a lot of those, but the ones who are not automated are there. And if you have an incident, you put the information where in Confluence. And now with the AI, it's so cool that in that scenario, for example, it's like, hey, I've seen that these 3 incidents are similar. And I see you don't have a knowledge-based entry. Do you want me to create it for you? So that's awesome. In the past, people were struggling, teams were struggling because it was really hard to keep a knowledge base up to date. But now the AI is going to come and tell you, hey, we don't have this knowledge base entry. Where it goes? Confluence. So what is Confluence? Let's see a little bit of Confluence. I think, they were on screen. Okay.
Well, one quick question here.
Yeah.
In the previous version, there was a link. You could add the links to the project board, like say link to the Confluence or any specific page in Confluence. So the newer one, this one, I don't see if we can link this project to the Confluence project. Yeah.
Yes, you can. Let me find it because I'm also struggling with the new UI. But every project has you can link it to Confluence. Okay, I will find it when I'm presenting, but there is a native way now where you see, okay, this Jira project goes with this space, and you can see the pages in Jira without needing to switch to Confluence, which is very nice. For example, I was telling you our marketing team has all the planning in Jira. And when they are about to post something, depending on what it is, sometimes I approve. So where they prepare the content? In Confluence. So it's linked to the Jira ticket.
Right.
The cool thing is that in the past, when I had to approve, I had to switch to Confluence and get back. Now I can see, I can leave comments with suggestions, everything inside Jira. That's awesome. So I don't need to go to Confluence. Okay. So now you have that level of integration with the new version. Okay. Let's see Confluence. Okay, and this is new for the ones who are in the other version. Now you click on these 4 dots and you have all the products. So here we have Confluence. Let's see what Confluence is. Do you see the Confluence? Because I have a strange message saying, please move the window away, but I think I'm okay. Do you see a Confluence page?
Yes, I do.
Okay, nice.
Yes, that's the one.
Okay, so I will move this over here. Okay, you click here, you can, Confluence, in Jira you have projects. In Confluence you have spaces. It's like a group of information. You can grant permissions on the space and things like that. So let's create one space. You have some templates. Let's choose collaboration. Next. This is cool.
How
this is
detailed?
New. Yes.
How detailed or how high this Confluence workspace should be with respect to Epic? If I create some workspace in Confluence and create the link with Jira, so within Jira also is going to be.
We're going to see that, but there are some teams which only put all the information in the Jira work item. Some others like creating one page in Confluence per each user story, and they have a lot of information in text in Confluence. It's a team decision. Some teams are happy with only Jira. Some others like putting the details of a user story in Confluence, or the business case, or project charter, or however you want to call it. It depends on any team. But Confluence, we are going to see much more interesting than using only Jira. Okay. So let's see one of the things you can do with Confluence. Okay, this is a space. I just created a new space. It could be for a project, for a team, for a process. I'm going to create a page.
Where do we connect the resources? Resources could be like human capital or any other hardware, software resources. They would have their own task. So they are just at the task level, or because for any project, we may have certain headcount, we may lose or we may add some more, things like that. So is there any relevance to the resource level planning in the Confluence?
When you mean resources, you mean like human resources, or you mean like hardware resources? What kind of resources?
Human resources, hardware resources.
Yeah, and what you want to achieve specifically with those resources.
Um, because I somehow thinking project management, project plan. Here there is a template for the project plan. So we need to hire the right number of resources. We need to have continuous certain number of resources and certain hardware and software and network and things like
Okay.
that.
Yeah, this wouldn't be the place to do it. It should be done in Jira. When we finish this, we are going to see the other solutions for the biggest
Jira is
scenarios.
that right?
Yeah.
We just put it in the workflow at the base.
Yeah,
But without
yeah,
this, we can't
basically,
progress.
yes.
Okay.
You can create different types of work items and customize the workflows. Now, when you create a page in Confluence, you can choose a template. This is one I like. I know now you have all the note takers and everything, but the note takers can create this. But let's see one example of what can you do in Confluence. For example, this is a meeting note, and I can say, oh, action one for, this is for Javier, action two, this is, let's say, for Javier two, and I can put decisions. Usually in a meeting, you assign, the famous 3Ws, the to-dos, right? Decision two, I can put some more information. It's much better than just meeting and talking and then everybody forgets what was talked, So, okay. I create it. Not this time. And I have a meeting here. Okay. I'm going to move it inside this one. And look, I have this called meetings in the space. So this is like a summary. This is like a summary page automatically created from all the meeting notes. So it's telling me, hey, you have 2 actions pending in one meeting note, and this decision was taken. Now that I can create another meeting note. Okay, so I have another meeting, and I can have some other action items. Let's say action item 3 assigned to Javier again, and we agree on some other, team working agreement or whatever. I publish.
By the way, Manuel, how much this is integrated with the AI? Like, can I record the meeting and run this program to come up with the notes? And
we're going to see a bit of that in a minute. It would be nice, another session just for AI. For example, you have this thing here, is the famous robo. There are many scenarios. We will see a bit in a minute, but with AI, the classic workflow everybody is trying to implement is that note taker, depending on what you were talking about, you can create the acceptance criteria, the requirements, whatever. So yeah, we will see a bit of that in a minute. Now, what you see here is, for example, that you have the summary of the actions of your previous meeting notes that it could be, they could have been generated by AI, yes. So, and you can check and you have all the decisions. This is just, only this is a big team improvement for many teams, And let's create any page just to see what you can do. So I don't like, for me, there is something that smells when people is creating manually the project status reports. That rings a bell for me. It's like, okay, something's not good. But if you need to do something manual, at least use the features. For example, here you can put, there are some options here. Let's add, for example, okay. Let's say it's a report. Obviously, all of these can be created automatically, but let's see what can be done. So I can call work items. So you were talking about doing the specifications or whatever, for example, of user stories. So I can, oops, that's the wrong option. So I can put here results from Jira. For example, it could be I'm doing QA in a project and I want to do a report of the ongoing defects or bugs. It's very easy to automate that and have automated reports. You can then move it to PDF and whatever. So this is what Confluence does. It has so many scenarios. We could do just a session of Confluence, but I love it. So we do so many things with Confluence, and I love this. For example, let's say someone is getting into your company and you are like, oh, I haven't documented anything. I will have to explain everything and document. I hate that. So Loom. This is awesome. So that's the next thing in the Team Foundation. So you create a video, you see this, there is a circle here. It's not showing because I'm using my camera for this session, but it creates these cool videos with the little circle and you start, for example, I'm telling you, okay, how do we do this report? Please, every Friday, you need to enter here, do this, pull the information, blah, 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 blah. Now, what's the cool part of that? The next thing now, we're moving to Loom, okay? Jira, Confluence, Loom. Loom is this video solution that Atlassian acquired like 1 year ago. So they used to say that, oh, it's going to save time from meetings. I don't really agree because, I mean, in the meeting, you are there sitting and watching, but you also need to watch the videos. You are spending time anyway. The good part is that when you want to meet with your team, people is looking for the time when everybody is available. And you don't always need to be, everybody there, like synchronous meetings. You can create something with Loom. For example, let's say, I don't know, we are changing something in the way we work. So I need to tell the whole company. So I do a Loom video and I put that in the Slack channel with everybody. And I say, please watch this video this week. And the video send me the stats of everybody who is finishing watching all video. And I didn't need to do a meeting to the whole company. And they will see my face, so it's really cool. Now, something I like is, I think I left a page open here. Yes. So this is a real use case. I'm creating an induction for the new team members. So I made a video. This is a real video we're using. But look at this. In the edit option, there are many things. For example, let's say I do like or silences. It's going to create a transcript. You can remove all of that in one click. Now, you can create a Confluence page. So I love it. So in the past, I had to write the procedure. Now I do the video. And in the first version, that this is something kind of new. So I do the video. It creates a transcript and it creates a Confluence page. Or let's say I'm doing testing and I look, this is wrong. I click here and everything. So I record. So you can send this, you can create an issue, a work item in Jira with this video, or I can create a Confluence page and it's going to embed the video and put all the transcript. And you can give like little helps to the AI. You can tell them, this is a bug report. So it's a little help. So they will try to interpret the transcript as a bug report. Oh, this is a requirements meeting. This is a next steps meeting. So there are many options. So I save a lot of time. I just explain, it creates the procedure, the data, and then people start watching. I was talking to the sales team at Atlassian, and they are doing the same. So when someone joins the company, they create a video and they create the procedure. It's really nice. So Loom we love it. So many of the things that were written, now we're moving that into videos. and people is watching videos. We have the stats. They can leave comments in a specific minute of the video. So that's very interesting too. So that's Loom. That's the part number 3 of the foundation.
Manuel, I just
yes.
wanted to do a quick time check because I know you wanted to show the project portfolio
Yes.
option.
Yes.
So I just wanted to help you out a little bit with the time check. We got like 15 minutes. We wanted to make sure. Thank you so much.
Let's move there. I know many of you are here because of that. So I will run with that. Let me share because my PowerPoint crashed. Okay, so what we have seen is the basic tools that Atlassian proposed for any team. Okay, for any team. We've seen Jira, Confluence, Loom, and we've seen the goals, the basic. Okay, usually for teams. Now I'm gonna share again and move quicker to be on time. Here it is. Okay, we are not seeing today the software teams, but there are also solutions for software teams. I know there is a release engineer here. You should have a look at Bitbucket and Compass. Okay, those are the now product discovery. Okay, what is this? So I think I'm frozen, Regina. Oh no, I'm okay. So at software teams, let's say you're a bank and you have an app and you have budget and you need to decide what is your next big winner feature in the app. So, and there are many ideas about what the next feature should be. In that context, Atlassian launched Product Discovery. It's for capturing ideas. It lets you assign, for example, what's the impact, what's the effort. It lets you see like this effort against impact matrix, which is very nice. And it helps business and IT teams sit there and decide what's the next coming feature. It's very cool for product managers. People is loving it. They are buying it a lot. But there is a but. Some people was like, okay, this is an idea. I need to put some data to decide if I'm doing this. That's like I work my initiatives. Okay, so some people started using this product for initiative management, kind of a portfolio management. But the original objective was not that. It was for product features. And I don't know if Atlassian is pivoting, but all of the customers we've seen using that almost like a portfolio management tool are failing. At some point, it's like, I can do this. Yes, you cannot do that. So, and some people are using it for ideas. I mean, I have a new project idea, and just until they decide yes or not, but then they do the portfolio management where they should be, which is what we're going to see right now. But suggestion for product management, awesome product, but please don't use it for my opinion, but don't use it for portfolio management because it doesn't work for that. Okay, who knows, maybe Atlassian is pivoting in the future. This is how you see product discovery. For service management teams, well, we're not seeing this, Jira service management, people doing service desk. Okay, now, strategy and planning. There is a moment when every organization have many teams and they are like, okay, I can track one team, maybe two, but I have, 70 teams. And I know to need what everybody's doing quickly. I'm an executive and the product owner or product owners or whatever. Some people many organizations need that. With using what we have seen is usually not enough. People is doing many tricks, but it's not the best way to do it. So let's see the options. Number 1, Jira Plans. Jira Plans is a feature that you get when you pay the Jira Premium or Jira Enterprise editions. You don't have that in Jira Standard. So if you have Jira Standard and you are not willing or you don't have the budget to move to the Premium, so this is not an option for you, not an option for you. But if you have the Premium or Enterprise, what's nice? We said with Jira, you could have what? Epic, user story, or any other, and subtasks, any types you want. You can create any type. So you have 3 levels. You can have many types in each level, but you have 3 levels. With Jira plans, you get 2 levels, okay? So you can add 2 levels above. For example, and this is the picture, you have subtask, story, epic, and you can add, in this example, initiative and a strategic thing. It could be whatever you want. So how it works, when you are in the user interface and you click in an initiative, it says, when you put create, it says, okay, you can create an epic. If you are in a strategic thing, it will let you create the initiative. So you can create your structure. And then you have this nice view of 3 levels, like what similar to the ones we saw, but more levels. So you can have initiative or whatever you created, 5 levels. And you can do dependencies, everything, 5 levels. You get that with the premium and enterprise editions. Disadvantages that hierarchy is fixed and it's global to the whole instance. So that hierarchy is that hierarchy. So you're stuck with that hierarchy. I don't like it that much because of that, but customers or organizations which are already invested in premium or enterprise, the first option is, okay, let's try to use this. If it fits your needs, this is it. But that's not the only option. Let's say I have premium, but it's not enough for me. Or I have a standard and I need something like this. So our to-go solution, Jira plus Tempo. What is Tempo? Tempo is an app add-on plugin. Funny that the first name was plugin, then add-on, and then Atlassian said, okay, this is too confusing, so we are going to call it an app. It was worse, app. So, okay, now there is a brand called Tempo. They are like #1 in the Atlassian marketplace, and they have this structure. I love that for portfolio management. Yes, Cathera.
So did I hear that once? Yeah, thank you so much, and I apologize for jumping in here.
No,
am I hearing correctly that once you create, like if you add in like all the fields that you can choose from, which is programs, initiatives, milestones, that's global setting, like you cannot
yes.
custom make. That's the problem I have right now. And I'm wrapping my head. I cannot wrap my head around it. So then I asked Atlassian to give me Jira Align, and they're like really reluctant to give me any demo or anything about Jira Align because I think it's very expensive and it's exclusive. So anything would help me to simplify, because I am the head of IT portfolio. I'm not the product or technology team. So I don't need all the hierarchies. I need to have a couple of layers. Like the one that's described here, which is programs, projects, epics.
Do you have
tasks,
Jira Standard or do you have Jira Premium or Enterprise? What do you have?
We have the highest, the Enterprise for both. Yeah.
If you have the Enterprise, the first option you need to try is the previous one because you already have it, which is Jira Plans. There you can create 2 more layers in the hierarchy and have hierarchical views, the table view with a hierarchy. You can set the projects, even you can put the goals on top of the hierarchy. There are many cool things you could do with plans, but that hierarchy is fixed if you only need one hierarchy and that's it, it could work for you. So that's maybe your best option to go for Jira Plans, right?
Okay, so Jira Plans is, I guess I can research it on my own. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
I don't want to take away from the time.
Send me a message. I will send you the winner links for you to review.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Let's say you don't have, you have Jira Standard, or maybe you have the Jira Premium, but you don't like Jira Plans, or it's not enough for your needs. Then another option is Jira and Tempo Structure. You get what you're seeing in the slide. So the good thing, we work with traditional companies. They are moving from waterfall to agile. This works. Usually, I call it initiative planning. They don't plan for the quarter. They plan project by project or initiative by initiative, so they have a start and end dates. It's like, it works. But then when they move to quarterly planning, this still works. We just change that and we put the quarter, and they can work on that. No, they assign the points. They have a report to see if the teams are full of points or not yet. So and what I like is that it has formula fields. That's something that Jira Plans doesn't have. So if you want to have a KPI of how your whatever initiative thing Epic is doing, you can put a 1 kilometer formula with your business logic, and you can get the red, green KPIs. That's the way we manage our portfolio with Jira plus Tempo. And it adapts really nice to traditional hybrid to agile teams. So I would recommend looking at Tempo if you are looking to do portfolio management with Jira plus Tempo. Okay, so that's another very nice option. And another good thing is that you can create all the hierarchies you want. So it's not just one hierarchy. So you want to create a 6-level one and 4-level ones for some other team, a 5-level one for anything else you want to do. Awesome. So I like it. So that's the other option. Now, the final option, when you hear about the strategy planning solution of Atlassian, that's like the biggest one, the expensive one. And this, some customer, I've talked to some people like they are like, you can review some videos and maybe you can play and do something with Jira Plans. I took the training for implementing Jira Line. It's like 3 weeks. It was never ending. It's very complex. You need to have a lot of discipline how you use Jira. The integration, because this Jira Line is a layer on top of Jira. So all the portfolios, programs, solutions, epics, whatever, if you are doing safe, that's the thing. It's on top of Jira, but you need to do your backlogs for your teams in a specific way. If you don't do it that way, it's not gonna work. So it's not like a 1-week implementation. It's usually 3 to 4 months. But Jira Line is a monster. So it's a package. Now you have Jira Line Focus. Atlassian just released Talent for human resources. So, and you have this hierarchy in Jira Line. You can disable some of these layers, but you have usually the complete one is portfolio, solution, program, team. Usually you start with program and teams. Program is like a layer on top of Jira, and you can do your PI planning on however you want to call it. You have dependencies, as it's very complex. For example, one team has another team. We have this dependency. Do you accept it? And they are like, yes, I commit. And there are like the committed dependencies in the quarter. So you have a whole module of dependencies. And now comes the thing. You have OKRs in Jira Line. But what is Focus? Focus is for OKRs. So listen to this. You have Atlassian goals, which you get even with the standard. You have Focus for, fancy OKR management. And you have the traditional OKRs in Jira Line. Now, what's the best? The one in Focus. So Atlassian needs to do something. That's what everybody's asking with the other OKRs. Also, you have idea management in Jira Line, but you have product discovery. So product discovery doesn't have approvals. if you need approvals and integration, maybe you need the ideas of Jira Line. Now you can see videos of ideas in Jira Line working with Pro Discovery. So for me, that's nuts. But now in Jira Line is when you're a big organization, you are doing anything agile style. But for many teams of teams, then maybe you need Jira Line. This is a view of Jira Line. You have the features, the stories, what is planned for the quarter, your objective here in the right, below. This is a monster. I mean, it's not easy nor quick to implement. Usually it's, as I told you, 3 to 4 months project, and you need to have a lot of discipline in the way you use Jira. So that's Jira Line. That will be the option number 3. So if you want to track portfolios, just to summarize, you had Jira Plans, first option, Jira plus Tempo, second option, and Jira Line, third option. There is another plugin in the marketplace for doing this stuff, but I tried it and I gave up after 5 days. Too complex, so I'm not recommending it. There is a question. I think
it's my hand again.
Yeah. Tell me. Yeah.
So Jira Align will make sense if your whole company is in one platform, right? With like all the teams, product teams, technology teams, PMO. It would make sense.
When you say one platform is the same product, or it's like
the
different
Jira
instances of the same product. For example, you are, I don't know, a group of banks, and one bank has Jira, and the other bank has Jira, and the other bank has Jira, but in different instances. Is that the case? Or one is using DevOps, the other is using, I don't know, some other tool, Asana, Monday, and Jira. What is the scenario?
The scenario is so my company, we have different teams. We have technology teams that are heavily like software engineers with Scrum Masters. Then we have like IT teams, which is, my team, and ours is, we get different types of projects, product requests. We have like our own work. So that's why the global setting is like really affecting my team, because I'm unable to deliver a portfolio view like this. And Atlassian told me that I could use the analytics also, but yeah, and they're saying that don't they're kind of like reluctant, and I can see why they're reluctant. So
so this is being recorded, so there are things I cannot say. But I mean, analytics is for reporting. So I mean, you need to manage your portfolio, and it will create information, and however you do it, you can do it with analytics, which is a very nice tool for reporting. But to manage, I mean, your scenario is that there are groups of teams working in different ways. I mean, it's similar but not identical, and you need your own way of manage portfolios. So Jira Line has some level of customization, but if you can have separate portfolios, but we would need to see how different is that, because I mean, obviously, plans is not an option. Jira Line maybe could be the right solution, but we would need to see what you're specifically doing. Now, with the other option of Jira plus Tempo, I mean, for sure you will be able to do it. You don't have all the fancy features of Jira Line, but maybe it could work. So at least you know that Jira Plans is not the way to go. And you can have separate programs in Jira Line. Yes, Marcelo.
Yeah, I think I may try the Jira plus Tempo. Thank you.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't have a question. I don't have a question, Manuel. There are limits to what Jira Align can do. I'm just going to leave that right there.
Yes, sure. I mean, there is no magic tool. They all have limitations. And
that's all I wanted to say, that, if everybody is working with, I'll say it this way, if everyone in your organization is working with consistent product workflows, if everyone is working in your organization with consistent structures of work items, if your organization is working with consistent decomposition of objectives to goals, then Jira Align is useful. Okay? Because originally this is what it was intended for. Unfortunately, I have the benefit of being rather old and knowing some things that came before this. Jira Align used to be called a product called Agile Craft, and its
Correct.
intention was to help align things that were already known to be operating consistently across an organization and bring them into, I'm just going to say it, alignment. If you have a lot of disparity between how your organization defines a structure for how it decomposes a product, how it recognizes progress towards goals, then you are going to find challenges in how you create consistency, like what Manuel is showing you here. This is good when you already have some organizational consistency. It lets you create a one-stop shop. But if your organization is very disorganized in how it structures these things, you're going to have challenges. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but you're going to have challenges. Okay?
Yes,
And
that's
I'm
it.
just gonna, yeah, and
Yeah,
that's
you
all
said
I'm
it.
gonna say. Yeah, and that's all I'm
Yeah,
gonna say. So Manuel, what Manuel is showing you here is perfectly reasonable and useful for your senior leadership, given the constraints as I outlined.
correct.
These are things that you, because you're free roaming human beings, need to consider before you decide picking a product to use.
Yes, correct.
That's all I'm
That's
gonna say.
correct.
Everything
Yes,
I've seen here, yeah, everything I've seen Manuel show is great. You have to understand the constraints so that you can understand what you can do with it. That's it.
yes.
By the way,
Cor-
love the presentation, Manuel. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that you said it much better than me. Just to one more comment. That's in those scenarios, it's probable that Atlassian is going to tell you that you're not a fit for the product. So customers don't like that, and they are like, oh, I want to use Jira Line, but they are right. If there is not a way of doing things, it's very difficult for a product to come and fit, and with one solution, many different ways of doing things. For that scenario, usually we recommend the number 2 when we have this plugin, so we can have one team doing one thing, and we can track even with some KPIs and some other portfolio for some other teams with other KPIs if they have. I mean, if that works. If you want now, what doesn't work is when they say, "Oh, I want only one portfolio," but every team wants to track progress in a different way, planning a different. Okay, that's not happening with any tool. So maybe option 2, sorry, a bit of Spanish. Option 2 is going to be the best one for you. But if you want send me a message, I mean, that your case sounds interesting. But yeah.
All right.
That's it.
I mean, just a quick one. What does the plan lack that others have it?
The what? Sorry, I didn't get it.
The plans. The first approach is
Oh,
plans,
okay.
then you connect it. What is it missing that others provide?
What is missing? Number one, that the hierarchy is the same hierarchy for everything. So you cannot have hierarchy. When I mean hierarchy, is like initiative. Yeah, it's only one. You have not formulas. And so the option 2 that I showed, it has formulas, which is really cool. You can do a lot of stuff with that. And it's basically that. But if you have, you only need one hierarchy, you need to map some dependencies, have some basic tracking per sprint, it's going to work for you. If you have the premium or enterprise editions. you know.
What is it called, the second option?
It's Jira plus something called Tempo Structure. We use that a lot. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
thank
very
you.
flexible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's it. Okay, any other questions? Sorry, we are 7 minutes late.
Okay. No, thank you so much, Manuel. This was amazing. I think we're gonna need another Jira session from you. Okay.